Oregon hosting Illinois. Oregon, obviously 7-0, number one team in the country, going to host Illinois 6-1, big win over Michigan. That line right now is minus 25 Oregon.
It's minus 25?
Make it make sense to me right now.
I mean,
over
I think
under
you would
54
have
and a
to
half.
take Illinois plus 25. But I tell you, and a lot of people are going to be hot on Illinois. We gave them their flowers. It was a nice win against Michigan. This Oregon team, though, again, coming off an early week game against Purdue, they got an extra day of preparation. As far as Illinois, I really don't think that's going to matter because this Oregon offense is explosive, right? Illinois was able to fight Michigan in a phone booth because Michigan has to fight in a phone booth. Oregon doesn't fight you in a phone booth. They fight you in a downtown of a major city, right? They can go down one block and disappear, right? The run game can work. And not just the run game at the running back. Dylan Gabriel can be effective running the ball. So the RPO is a problem. The zone read's a problem. But the way they're able to spit it to the outside, get their guys in space, make you have to tackle in space as opposed to having to tackle in the box when guys cut back and this, that, and the other. I feel like Oregon's athleticism and their explosive ability on offense will be too much for Illinois in the long run. I do think Luke Altmaier and them will be able to move the ball somewhat against this Oregon team, throwing it around. I know it wasn't sexy for them against Michigan, but that was the style of game that they had to play against Michigan to win. The difference is I think Oregon can hit explosive plays against Illinois that will make Illinois have to come back, not be able to play it safe and play with the lead, which is going to put the ball in harm's way because Luke Altmaier is going to have to do it. That'll lead to some turnovers late. I don't think Oregon covers the 25, but I like them to cover at least 16.5 in this game.
Blaine, here was the box score from Illinois against Michigan's defense. They rushed for 187, and Luke Altmaier was 9 of 18 for 80 yards and a touchdown.
I know, you look at that, and I know Michigan on offense, I mean, you're about as good as a paraplegic. I get it, but you give up 49 against Purdue, and Oregon just played them and give up 0. You know, like some of these games, and like the one you go play at Penn State, as good as that offense is, you lose 21-7. So I think this line it started at 25, but right now I'm seeing it it's already bet down to 21 and 22. This feels like everybody wants it to be close, and Illinois is a great story, but I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon just kicks their ass.
Yeah, well, the inconsistency that you bring up from Illinois has been a little bit of a problem. I know they're 6-1, right? That's a hell of an inconsistent. You're 6-1. I would love to be there.
Yeah, but that overtime Nebraska win doesn't look great anymore.
No, I get that, but if I'm making the consistency argument because I think Oregon is finding consistency. I think that's one of the things that is going to give them a chance to maybe separate is that we know who they are and they can continue to play this way and maybe even get better as the year goes on. But I just don't think in a game like this that Illinois is equipped to be able to keep up with Oregon's ability to score because it's so much different than what you just saw in that Michigan game, the way Will Stein goes about it, the way Dylan Gabriel's going to go about it, the way they can affect you down the field and what that does to your safeties, what that does to your nickel when it comes to the run game, and as much spread out personnel as you're going to get from Oregon with a great tight end. Oregon's got one of the best tight ends in the country who I think is going to be a factor in this game. I just don't think Illinois has enough firepower on offense.
If you're Illinois, would you rather this game be a shootout or low scoring?
Low scoring. 100% low scoring.
God, man, it's just crazy that they Fagan, their leading rusher right now, has 300 yards, and James has 700-plus yards for Oregon. And usually Illinois is a team that runs the football.
And another factor is this being at Oregon. I don't just mean from a home field advantage, but we've seen so far in this new Big Ten where teams are having to go 3 different time zones, like I think only 3 times is the team that's had to go all the way across the country won. One of those was Oregon going to Purdue, 35-0.
It just feels like Oregon's starting to feel themselves a little bit.
Yeah, no, for real. That game against the Buckeyes, I think, really ramped them up.
Hey, appreciate you guys stopping by. As usual, hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. If you do mind, why are you wasting your time?